You would have remember when it's TyranitarTube, and you know Pokemon Gold and Silver were originally Pokemon 2, like the sequel to Pokemon 1, Red and Blue. It was supposed to be released in 1997, but they had problems with it, they had to delay it. They even made Pokemon Yellow just to stall another year. And finally in 1999, did it actually come out, and in 2000 for us here. But in 1997, the game that they had prepared was so much more different than the game that we ended up getting for Generation 2. And there's really no evidence lying around about what kind of game it could have been back there, but there actually is. In the 1990s, there was something called Nintendo Space World, which took place in Japan. It was a video game trade show where they revealed new crap. So in 1997, they actually had an early demo of Pokemon 2, Pocket Monsters 2 Gold and Silver. Some people got footage of it. This is from Catstorm here, and you can see people went there and were able to play it, and you can see such an early version of the game.
Kieszonkowe potwory są wszędzie.
But y'all, did you know that today, the demo from 1997 at Space World somehow got leaked on the internet? It's illegal, I think, but you can literally download that ROM from 1997 and play what they're playing on their freaking fat monitors there. But this is what's crazy about it. You know how when a new game comes out and there's a demo, freaking data miners will find every Pokemon in it? This is a demo, which means they had the original Pocket Monsters 2 and they just took away parts and made a demo out of it. So if you dig deep into the demo, you can actually find all of the Pokemon that they originally had planned for Pocket Monsters 2. And they did. They found a bunch of new Pokemon, which are not new, they're just unreleased, but unreleased Pokemon designs in sprite form that were going to be Pokemon, but ended up being scrapped before Gold and Silver actually did come out another 2 years later. Is it illegal? I mean, if I own the actual copy of Pokemon Gold, look at this, current version, November 15, 1997. Oh, this needs an update. Now, I'm not gonna download and play it because it's in Japanese and it's just a little demo, but I want to show you guys all of the unreleased Pokemon that are in it. It gives you a totally different outlook on what they originally had planned when they wanted to make this a sequel to the first Kanto games. Look, y'all, this is a sprite sheet. Someone took every single sprite in the game and put it into a giant sheet here. Now, you guys might have seen this. James Turner on Twitter, who is one of the developers at Game Freak, he even directed some of his own games, like that rhythm game. But he works at Game Freak, and they got a hold of something that the original creator of Pokemon made, and they released a couple of new Pokemon designs. Well, unreleased, it's not necessarily new. You guys might have seen this. There's this killer moose deer, and there's also a shark Pokemon. I don't know what that is, but it's cool to see that these were originally supposed to be part of the classic Pokemon. If they did this in Gen 8, it would feel like a Gen 8 Pokemon, but to see it here in this format, it's actually a Gen 1 Kanto Pokemon that just never saw the day of light. But that's freaking old news now. It was everywhere on the internet, but here we got something better. Those are just scrap designs that they made sprites on paper, but I don't think it was actually programmed into the game yet. These were actually programmed into the game, and you guys are gonna see some cool stuff. Here we go, y'all. These are all the sprites that were originally going to be in Pokemon Gold and Silver, but some of them were scrapped, and we actually got names for some of them. So this is the Kanto Dex in the beginning. So it starts off with the starters, going to Pigeon Crab. The first 151 are gonna remain the same, which ends right here with Mew. So look at the original starters. Chikorita, what is that? Chikorita was supposed to evolve into that. That's your mouth? Hold up, that is not a bay leaf. It looks like a freaking Bellsprout. And then it evolved into Meganium, which is beautiful as crap. But this is what its center evolution was supposed to be. And then I guess they looked at it like, what were we planning again? Can we just make it Bayleaf? But then we move on. Do you even know what this is? This is Cyndaquil. That is not a Cyndaquil, that is a Fire Pikachu. That's what the original Gen 2 Fire Starter was supposed to be. This flaming ass Pikachu. They probably even had a plan for it in the anime. It started off like this, evolved into this, growing its hair out, and it was some sort of Arcanine looking Pokemon. I don't know what that is, a freaking sheepdog? Now, I told you we got names, right? So let me give you guys the names of these. So this was the original Pokemon that became Bayleaf, but for Cyndaquil, it was Honoguma, evolving into Volbear, and then Dynabear. So it was supposed to be a freaking bear. Let's just move on, y'all. The water starter. Look at this crap. This freaking Poplio. Poplio looking like a Gen 7 designs. Imagine it was inspired off this crap. He starts off nice and innocent, evolves into this, and then what the hell? That's what Fraligator used to be. This like sea... What is that? The name says that it was called Kurusu, and the second form Aqua, the last form Aquaria, and they even noted here that it kind of sounds like this inspired Primarina. Just imagine that. Put those 3 starters together. Meganium was the only one of the original designs for Gold, Silver, and Crystal that actually made it out to be the final starter. And right under them, you can see their alternative sprites. So this is when you have it and you send it out. Look at this crap. Look at that mane, that hair. That's some Ampharos hair. And then this. This looks like some sort of sea serpent Pokemon. I want that. Can we get a legendary sea serpent Pokemon? Look, we're gonna keep going, y'all, and you're not gonna get used to it. Oh my god. Here's Hoot. Evolved into what? Pidgeotto got upset? That was Noctowl. Wasn't a Noctowl at all. It's a Pudgy Pidgeot. What does it say here? It was Hoot evolving into Bobo. Look at this crap. It looks like I just sent out an electric type over here. All right, let's move on. Mareep. Solid black sheep Mareep. Evolving into Flaffy and Ampharos. That was an original design. Maybe they almost wanted to give Ampharos that hair in the beginning. I mean, look, all these guys got the hair. All they did was give this luxurious hair to Ampharos because he lost it. All right, y'all. This is when things get hectic, all right? What did Gen 2 do? They were trying to sequel Gen 1, right? So they made Pichu, they made Igglybuff and Jigglypuff. They made a bunch of pre-evolutions as well as evolutions. They introduced Crobat, Blossom, Politoed, Slowking. They really try to build off the previous generation. And that's what we got here. Do y'all see this? Do you know what this is right here? That's a freaking baby Vulpix. The pre-evolution to Vulpix. Would you evolve into Vulpix and then give it the Firestone? Look at this thing. How small does this got to be? Let's see. Its name was apparently Mekon, and it was a baby Vulpix. They had way more pre-evolutions planned, but I guess they looked at the Pokemon and were like, Vulpix looks like a baby. I guess we don't need to do that. But you could see they really tried to expand off Gen 1. Look at the next one. What the hell is that? I'm gonna give you guys the chance to guess. Just stare that thing down. What is that? Is it a little animated doll? Is that a little girl from a cartoon show? No, that's an eye, and that's the hair that's all tangled up. It's a pre-evolution of Tangela. Everyone always wondered what the hell was under Tangela, what's hiding in the shadows. My dudes, we still don't know, but it all started from an eye. Look at this crap. There's a Tangela pre-evolution. It's apparently called Manja. If in English, it probably would have just been called Tang. Just Tang. But wait till you see it, y'all. What is this? What is that? You already know what it is. Tangela was supposed to evolve back in Gen 2. You weren't supposed to wait for Gen 4 for Tangrowth. That's the original Tangrowth. It was supposed to be a thing. They introduced a pre-evolution and an evolution in the next gen. Who freaking tied your hair? That is a freaking Cookie Monster. That gives you the same vibes as Tangrowth. In fact, I mean, stare at it long enough, that kind of is Tangrowth. You just took that design and turned it into Tangrowth. It's apparently called Geronra. And it is the evolution of Tangela. Like, they made a lot more Pokemon than we thought. And they're not bad ideas at all. If these turned out to be the ones that were in the game, we would have gotten used to them by now. Like, these are great ideas. Next up, y'all. What even is that? I don't know what that is. It looks like what you surf on in red and blue. And look at its back sprite. It's like the complete opposite. It's black on the out. It's almost like Articuno pre-evolution. It kind of does. What is this? A pre-form to the legendary birds? This is what they say. Hane. Early Mantine. What would you call that, a Mantine? That is not a Mantine. That's a freaking bird. What, Mantine used to fly around? That's terrifying. Could you imagine a pre-evolution to the 3 birds? I guess it would kind of underwhelm it. Qwilfish, y'all. Plain old Qwilfish. How I missed you. Qwilfish, one of those solid designs that they valued. We're like, we can't kick this out of the game, but you're gonna kick out those pre-evolutions. Look at this crap. Qwilfish evolved into that hideous monster with little lightning bolt symbol. And it's got the tail of a Stunfisk. Whenever you look at Qwilfish, it's so surprising that the thing doesn't have an evolution. Why would you scrap its evolution? I never got that about Qwilfish. Like, we're used to it now, but it looks like a Pokemon that's supposed to evolve. And now we know why. Like, when they were designing these Pokemon, they intended Qwilfish to be the unevolved form of this thing. But then they never released the evolved form, so you just got Qwilfish. I want to see that. freaking poisonous spiked pufferfish looking like a Mario monster. If you go even earlier, this is what Qwilfish was supposed to look like, called Buku. Now you're telling me when they drew this thing that they didn't draw beside it freaking this thing. I'm kind of salty when I see these. I want these to be real Pokemon. You guys have to admit, if this thing came out in freaking Gen 8, people would be like, that looks like a Gen 8 design. What even constitute it? You wouldn't even be able to tell what it means to be a Gen 1 design or a Gen 4 design. Let's move on, y'all. What the crap is this? Is that Pikachu? What, would you tell me Pichu was a fat balloon? That's Pichu right there. Oh my goodness. It freaking is Pichu. I mean, it doesn't look bad at all. It kind of works. Because if you think about it, Pichu looks a little too much like Pikachu. Sometimes you need them to actually like mutate a bit when they evolve. He had an egg start. Look at this crap walking around. I actually like that design. But my dudes, man, look over here. Who the hell is that? Why is it a star-shaped Cleffa? Like, I know Clefairy came from the moon. But you're telling me he's like a star descendant and that's a Cleffa? My dude's like a radio. He got an antenna. I mean, the design kind of stayed the same. They just colored its ears and then took that antenna and turned it into a nice swirl hair. Like the freaking baby you are. And the freaking Igglybuff here. That's exactly Igglybuff. They didn't do crap to you. You remained the ball over here. Turn into an emoji. My boy Quaggle. Hold up. Where's Wooper? That's not Wooper. There was no Wooper in the original games. They never made a pre-evolution to this thing. It was supposed to be like a freaking Tauros. Like a Pokemon that looks fully evolved. Has no surrounding evolutions. Damn. That kind of fits Quagsire actually. It's kind of underwhelming going from Wooper to Quagsire. If it was a standalone Pokemon, I think that would have kind of made it feel a bit better. Game Freak, I think you overthought some of these. Your initial ideas were pretty good. They did make Quagsire a little less menacing by smoothing out the spike patterns. So now it just looks like a rounded jello. Not too. I'm so glad to see a freaking familiar face. What waits for us? What waits for us? Satu. What the hell? A cat? Like you freaking stole a cat. That looks like Horus. Horus is in the game. My dude looks like a mage from Final Fantasy. What are you looking at me for? Is that Sea King? What, can we know what's up with that cat? What does Xatu look like? He does have that cat, but it looks like a tattoo on your chest. Not an actual cat peeking out wanting to go home. Look, you took a Glameow. You can see the design's a little different. Like there's a circle on his wing, which is now a freaking line. And it's got freaking snow skates for feet. But that's creepy, yo. I don't want to see a cat. Hold up, Sea King is a Gen 1 Pokemon. Is this a tiny-ass Sea King evolution? We gotta see this, y'all. My dudes. Gaiopin. It's a freaking Goldeen pre-evolution. So what? Gaiopin has the horn. Goldeen loses the horn. And then Sea King grows it back. You look like a salty fish. And he's like, they never added me into the game. Come with some free bubbles. Look, I know it's called Sea King, so I don't think you can evolve it further. But I don't think Goldeen needs a pre-evolution. From the back, he kind of looked like a wishy-washy. Meryl. Was it just Meryl? Meryl didn't evolve. This is Peekaboo, by the way. Like back then, a picture of this guy leaked out and everyone called it Peekaboo, like some blue Pikachu. So Meryl didn't evolve in the original games. Azurill kind of looks like that. Kind of looks like something you might have seen in Gen 4 when they decided to evolve it. My dudes, what is that? What is that? That's a shark. And look what it evolves into. A shark with an anchor? How do you just come with an anchor? Like you evolved by humans freaking chaining you down and escaping. It's got a chain tail. That is badass. It's like how Blastoise got cannons. That looks so cool. What are these called? It was just called Sunfish 1. They didn't come up with the name for it yet, but evolved into Ikari. They write here that maybe it was intended to be found in the Lake of Rage. My dudes, I can see that thing in the freaking Lake of Rage. I want to catch that crap. Am I wrong? Is that not a shark? I think the only other shark Pokemon was Sharpedo in Gen 3, but maybe this was the shark Pokemon from the scrapped Gen 1 designs that they decided to finally put in the game, and then you scrapped it again. How could you look at the sprite sheet and freaking put a big X over these two, saying let's not add them? My dudes, Masuda, did you do that? My dude, what is that? What the hell is that? That is freaking Mario. What the hell? What do you want? You can't close your mouth? Well, I'm glad they didn't add that crap. I don't want to run into it. Let's see. It's called Grotesque. And it evolves from Ikari? Who Who the hell evolved this thing? This thing ain't need no evolutions. It looked perfect. You take it too far and it evolves into this hideous thing? I guess it becomes one with its chained ass tail. But that's a hell of a story. You see how they don't correlate, but somehow this evolves from this? We wouldn't know, but if you dig into the files, there's probably an evolution condition that's in the demo that says freaking level him up to 36 and he ends up evolving into this. You know what it should be? It should be if you level this guy up at the Lake of Rage, it evolves into this, and then you freaking decrease its beauty. Like, imagine loving this Pokemon, and whenever you send it out, this is what you see. And then it evolves and you didn't push the B button. How dare you? This is why it had to be scrapped. All you had to do is this. All right, let's move on. Crobat, y'all. We expected this. They were always trying to evolve Golbat in these games. And Crobat looks freaking sick as hell. 4 wings? What is that? What is that? A freaking weeping bell without all the bell and coming out of a shroom. What, dude, this kind of like a little Lurantis. What is it, like a praying mantis Pokemon just chilling on a shroom? And look, beside it is spin rack. So my dude just exists. What is that? Oh. Do y'all know what that is? There's a shroom. It looks like a little bug type. Is that the pre-evolution to Paris? Ooh, it was called X-Ing, like Cross-Ing, and it's Crobat. Evolves at level 44. So originally Crobat wasn't gonna evolve by affection. I think initially they made it level 44, and then that's when they thought they should maybe maintain continuity because you couldn't evolve Golbat at level 44 in the previous games, so they changed it to friendship. Oh no, Para, baby Paris. This is so crazy, y'all, because you look at this and you wonder, that's supposed to be the pre-evolution of Paris? And the answer is yes. In designing, they actually made this crap. And this was what Paris was supposed to come from. It's cool to see these, y'all. This is the backstory to how Parasect ends up getting that shroom on its back. They were freaking friends that met in the forest. Spin rack. How come you're looking huge as crap when I send you out? Let's see what he evolves into. What the hell? That is not Ariados. That is just a jumbo spin rack. So that's what spin rack's evolution was originally going to be. You can kind of see it in Ariados, that it kind of mutates into something else. And sometimes that's what you want in evolutions, for the Pokemon to just like grow wings and turn into something else. Kokomo, the Spinarak, evolving into Two-Head. Early Ariados. So it's not even like a center form between Ariados and Spinarak. That was originally Ariados. I'm glad. I like Ariados better than this, but that's a freaky ass spider. Skarmory. Of course, Skarmory. I bet you they had a lot of fun designing this. Hyoroidori. Skarmory, not the silver mascot like was theorized. So earlier, when people played this demo back in 1997, people thought that's what was on the cover for Pokemon Silver. All right, let's move on. What is that, man? A Ditto Ditto doesn't need... That has to be a Ditto. But what's with the spike? That's a Ditto. Why would Ditto have a pre-evolution? It's just some Mew goop. Make your guesses. I'm about to check it out. Animon. Ditto evolution. Evolved with metal coat trait and still knows transform. That is so badass. Ditto was originally supposed to evolve? I love that. That makes so much more sense than a pre-evolution. Hold up, yo. Ditto was supposed to have a metallic evolution. Yo, that is sick. And it can still transform. Transform has so little potential in these games. Only Mew and Ditto can use it. I guess Smeargle too. But you can't do anything with Ditto. It's forced to transform. And this was before Imposter. So imagine a metallic Ditto with solid ass defenses. And maybe you can learn some moves too, aside from transform. That is pretty sick. Damn, dude, a trait evolution holding metal coat. It was supposed to be Steelix, Scizor, and freaking Animon. Or what? That's in Japanese. Whatever the Ditto evolution was supposed to be. What is that? Freaking Dodrio? But why do you have... Somebody explain that to me. Does Doduo have 3 heads? And I just haven't seen the 3rd one? Is it stuck under the fluff? That has to be. That has to be a freaking Doduo pre-evolution. Hinarzu. Baby Doduo. I don't understand this crap. I mean, you look like it. You look like a baby Dodrio. But how do you evolve into Doduo? Doduo looks out of place. An ugly ass Pokemon. And look, when you send it out, you have one of the babies constantly yelling at you. Give me some worms, trainer. Sunflora. Wait a minute. So there was no Sunkern. The weakest Pokemon in the entire game. Sunkern never existed before. But damn, so there was no Sunstone evolution. It was just supposed to be Wild Sunflora, flower Pokemon, just freaking hanging out in your garden. What's next? Phanpy. My boy Phanpy and Donphan. I like this art right here. You can see his tongue underneath, so it really reminds you of a little baby elephant. You kind of forget and lose that once he evolves. But I mean, freaking Donphan is sick. There needs to be a freaking elephant Pokemon, y'all. Look at this little guy. He's a baby elephant. All right, what comes after Donphan? I'm not even ready for this. What is that? With the twin ghosts? What the? That's a Pokemon? It's like you found us. I would say it's like a ghastly pre-evolution, but that's impossible. What are these joint-ass freaking ghosts? What the hell is that? Twins. Baby Girafarig? What are you talking about? Girafarig's right beside it. There's no way. This yin and yang look, he freaking stares at you when you send him out. Like, yeah, you gotta deal with me now. Girafarig was supposed to be some yin yang ass giraffe that evolved from some twin ghosts? What the hell? I mean, I see it now, like they're joints. But that is so weird. So is it a ghost? Is it a normal ghost type or a normal psychic type? Kind of makes sense because this is some freaking freaky, freaking light and dark giraffe, especially that other side. Why does this look so cool? But that's the last thing I expected. A Girafarig pre-evolution. I guess they got rid of it because it was like freaking too complicated. I freaking like that. But you know, it kind of gives the backstory that Girafarig formed from like these twin human ghosts. Because like they got a freaking hand with fingers. Seriously, that face is so sick. They should do something with Girafarig's other half. Look, it doesn't evolve yet, right? Freaking evolve it. There should be an ability, like freaking tag out, where it just flips itself and then you die. Maybe it's normal and psychic, and then you can flip itself and it turns into normal and dark. Because you gotta deal with this guy now. Alright, freaking Smeargle. You freaking dropped some. He's also bending a bit, like nice. He got the painter's hat and everything. What is that? Don't even do this. Meowth is Gen 1. They made a pre-evolution to Meowth? What are these three? It's confused? Tired? What is this? Kanya. A baby Meowth. What the hell, dude? And look at his back sprite. It's literally a kitty that didn't even know it's born yet. Look at its paws and crap, dude. What the hell? What is that? You freaking bring in a cartoon show character? There's supposed to be another cat Pokemon? It's got a freaking bell on its collar. And look, it evolves into freaking this thing with a bell on its tail. Like you put a bell on a cat so you know where it's going. What? What was it called? Rin, a female-only cat, which evolved into Berurun. Not programmed, female only. They screwed up. It's like a Zoro. So you can have this thing, which is always female, and sometimes when you evolve it, this thing turns out male. It's like a little menacing black cat Pokemon. I wouldn't mind it. It's even got these white spots here. That kind of looks good. It could have it like a distract ability, using the bell on its tail. Who freaking put a frog here? Is that Politoed? That's not Politoed. That's an actual frog. Like he's freaking ready for an adventure. And look, when you send him out, it looks like a fruit. Somebody tell me, what is that crap? It's just Politoed. What did you not Politoed? And beside him is Slowking. So these are the two trait evolutions they introduced that evolved by giving the Pokemon the King's Rock. Hey, what you looking at, dude? The freaking intelligent Homer Simpson character. Ladybug. What is that? It's got the black stars of death. Wasn't there something like that with ladybugs? Like if the ladybug has black stars, it's poisonous or something? Probably a freaking lie. People lie in school to freak you out. Ladybug was supposed to evolve into this. Like there's no lady in where it grows up. It just freaking plumed out a bit. Mitsuboshi. Early Ladian. That was actually Ladian. You look nothing like him. Also, it says here that in between Slowking and Ladybug, there's all the unknown forms. And they're exactly the same. What's next? What is that? That's a... What is that? Is that a baby Ponyta? It's so tiny and shiny. Looks like a little plastic toy. Hold up, y'all. What is it? Poochie Corn. Baby Ponyta. That's pretty cool. If they made something like this, it would make Ponyta look a lot cooler too, because Ponyta just looks like the base form, and then Rapidash would look solid as the final evolution. You should have done this. A little baby pony who's got his freaking hair all styled. All right, moving on, we got Espeon and Umbreon, who both look the same, except you looking a little menacing. That ain't your mouth, right? Because you freaking laughing at us then. They look the same though. Whoa! Hold up, y'all. Espeon evolved with Hearthstone. It didn't evolve by friendship in the sun, which is kind of like freaking Heart Gold. But Umbreon was a poison type, evolved with Poison Stone. What? This little guy here was a poison eeveelution? Which still works. Like Dark and Psychic are counters, but Psychic also beats Poison, so they would have worked as a pair. It was supposed to be a Psychic and Poison type duo. I wonder if this was before they came up with the Dark type. And then they're like, yo, you kind of look like a Dark type, let's just make it. Yo, there already was a Poison type eeveelution. Like they're thinking in their minds, we're gonna design a Poison eeveelution, and this is what they came up with right here. But dude, that is so good. That is so cool. Look at this! It's the thing that eats Slowpoke's tail! It's its own standalone Pokemon? What? Hold up, we gotta see this. Turban. No data relating to the slow line, but it's fan-theorized brofish. What the hell? It probably evolves from a Shelder. Like an alternate evolution for Shelder. That is so sick. That's what bites, and it's got the gem on the back. I know when the Shelder bites, it like mutates as the Slowpoke evolves. So it doesn't necessarily look like this when it's biting the Slowpoke. But you know, maybe what this is the crown that's separated from Slowking. So there's a Slowpoke that got so intellectual and then lost its crown and dumbed back down into a Slowpoke. And this is the Wandering Crown. That is such a cool idea. And it kind of makes sense. Like, what the hell is the Pokemon on the back of Slowbro and on Slowking's head? Dude, this might be my favorite so far. What's next? Okay, what is that? That's not even an eye. That's the eyes. It's a freaking Grimer. Why? Grimer is baby enough. Give us a Muck evolution. Nah, but Muck, you can't make Muck look weak. Beto baby. It's a baby Grimer. You know, okay, fine. Let's do it. Like in the future, in Gen 8, if they introduce a baby Grimer, they should buff up Grimer stats and then buff up Muck stats so they feel a bit more powerful. Because if you give Muck an evolution, then it's gonna feel like Magmar, which originally was a powerful ass Pokemon, like when Blaine's Magmar could go toe-to-toe with Charizard. But now Magmar feels kind of weak since there's Magmortar. So they should make a pre-evolution and just buff up the other evolutions. What's next? Remoraid? But look at all this extra meat you got here. Is that a Remoraid? It's a freaking Remoraid, y'all. I mean, Remoraid was introduced in this generation. What the hell is this? Who the hell gave the Cannon Man a freaking hard hat? My dude's Octazooka-ing with this freaking protection on. He's like a tank octopus Pokemon. Maybe that's what he totally is. Wow. That's so cool. It's a little tank octopus, but they changed it. You should have kept it like this. They should evolve Octillery and make a bigger version of this as the final form. That is such a cool idea. Okay, what is that? What is that? A freaking Teddiursa wants to box? Don't tell me that's Tyrogue. He's got his arms ready to go boxing glove and some pudgy ass feet. Let's see this. It's Gongu. Early Tyrogue still evolves into all three. That's what Tyrogue originally was. Oh my goodness, dude. Why do you look freaking hideous? Ooh, that's a little freaky. I kind of like the other. I don't want it to look so freaking freaky, but I kind of like it. 3 feet and rolling like a top is kind of the perfect thing to go alongside Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. What is that? What is that little pudgy thing? It's freaking adorable. I feel like that thing is tiny as hell. Look at him. Its little ears. Yo, that looks like a Growlithe. Is that a Growlithe pre-evolution? A little puppy dog? Don't do this. Putty. A baby Growlithe. What the hell? I'm so down for that. I don't want Arcanine to evolve. Arcanine is the perfect Pokemon. Give us a little tiny ass little puppy. Make it a fire normal type just because it's small and innocent. What the hell? Why are you so creepy? Like what, you want to be a freaking ghost type? What the hell? That's not Jumpluff. I was like, okay, you look like Skiploom. It's like he bounces on his tail. This looks like a yokai right here. Haneko, an early Hoppip, slight name difference. Evolving into Poponeko, evolving into Wataneko. This was the original Jumpluff. I actually like this design because Jumpluff looks too easy, too simple, like a typical grass type. This is kind of creative. It's like a bouncing, flowery grass type, which is what it is, like Hoppip, Jumpluff. Damn, they should have gone with this one. Okay, now we need some answers. Who took you to the circus? I already know what the hell you are. Why you look like an egg? Like you didn't even hatch. Your freaking hat came out and you stuck your arms out. Is that what's up? It didn't hatch yet? You're a freaking mime ass ballerina. Baby Mr. Mime. Maeve-inspired Mime Jr. 4 generations later. Dudes, Mime Jr. already existed. And it was this little clown ass Pokemon. I don't know what to say about that crap. What? Jinx? A tiny ass baby Jinx. Why? That's what Smoochum used to be. It was literally Jinx in like toddler form. With its hair all short. And it's got a little dress. Goodness, I look up a picture of Jinx and this is what I get. That is so freaking, that is scary. It was called Lip. It was early Smoochum. Mudus, that's perfect. I would have taken that. A little baby Jinx that looks like that and is called Lip. That totally works. It's so cool how when you see these designs, they just instantly work. Because it was at one point an original Pokemon. Freaking God. What happened to you? It's freaking a leg kid. But he ain't got a plug. He's freaking got something else. Mudus, you gotta be careful with that point. You're gonna stab someone. Ella baby. Early Electkid, male only. So they wanted to make it work with Magmar, Magby, Ella baby. But then they changed it to Electkid after. And then there's you. You look kinda evolved. You don't look so much like a baby. But you looking like you're about to evolve in a Turtonator. Yep, it's called Magby. Just like Bart? Why did you write that? He does look like Bart. But it's kind of crazy to see all these original designs. It's almost like they're more natural than the designs we ended up getting. Oh my god, y'all. That's Blossom. So hold up. If Sunflora is a standalone Pokemon and doesn't need the Sunstone, then what is this? It's Blossom. Evolves with Poison Stone. So there really was, like Firestone and Leaf Stone, there was a Poison Stone, which evolved Eevee into Umbreon, which was originally a poison type, and then Gloom into Blossom, which was originally a pure poison type. That's so weird, because the whole point with Vileplume is that it's freaking poisonous as crap, while Blossom was supposed to be natural with Sun, and that's why it wasn't a poison type, but it was gonna be a pure poison type originally. Like, you freaking blossomed the wrong way. Oh no! What is that? No way! I know what this is. Think about it. Why did they make Gloom? It was so weird to me when I first learned that Blossom evolved from Gloom. I thought it was a standalone Pokemon because Gloom already had an evolution. This must be the same thing that they did with freaking Weepinbell. That has to be. Yo, Subomito. Weepinbell alternate evolution evolves with Poison Stone. They actually made alternate evolutions here. Yo, that's so cool. It makes so much sense that this is what happened. It was always so weird that Gloom just suddenly had another evolution. They wanted to do more of it. There was originally supposed to be one for Weepinbell as well. This is an alternate Victory Bell. Though it's not called the Victory Bell, it'd be something else. You look like the Cheese String Man. Dude, imagine you go into the jungle and you see these things walking around. Yo, they need to bring this thing back. They need to go back and find middle stage Pokemon and just make them another final stage. That's like the coolest thing. They had the idea in Gen 2, but they pretty much just scrapped it. So Miltank is supposed to be the female form of Tauros. Let's see what it says. Miltank, okay. You freaking scrapped all these designs, but you kept this man the same way. What is that? It's a freaking circus Pokemon again. It's like a freaking sea lion, but the ball it's playing with is fire. So what is it, a water fire type? No way. Whoa! Bomb Seeker! Water Fire! Hell yeah! Yo, they were going for all the ideas in this generation. Why'd you scrap it? It's a water type that knows how to wield fire. Dude. What the? It's just Santa with the mask on. What, could you imagine being a bird and then hair grows all the way around and you get this hat that you can't take off? Gift. Early deli bird. I mean, it works. It freaking works. It's just supposed to be Santa. I guess maybe you're not allowed to make a Santa Pokemon. I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's holding its tail, which Delibird's supposed to have a hole in its tail, and it just uses it like a sack and holds it. Here, it just has a normal puffy tail. But how many more of these are left? I think we're approaching the end. Hold on a second. I just realized something about Bomb Seeker here. When you encounter one, he's facing away from you, but his eye is looking at you. But when you own him, he's facing the opponent, staring at him. That's pretty cool. All right, y'all. We've come down to the final, 6 Pokemon. Here we go. What is that? And that? That is... Come on, man. These must be like some electric cat Pokemon. But that is freaking vicious. Let's see. Kotora, which evolves into Raitora. I mean, I guess they're just normal freaking electric types. Look at this. They must be. Or maybe they're just some pudgy tiger Pokemon. What is that? What are you looking at? What are you? I mean, that looks pretty cool. If you ran into this in the demo, you would think that's the mascot of Pokemon Gold. That's pretty cool. What is that? Madame. Evolves from Farfetch'd at level 24? But dude, it's been long awaited. He was supposed to evolve. Farfetch'd's evolution. Where the stick is now what? What did you do with the stick? Why couldn't we get that? Madame. And a freaking huge evolution to Farfetch'd. That is so good. That is so good. You know how many people would use that? Buffed up stats. It's so bird-like. Damn, dude. Oh no. Who made this? Who made this doll? Look at all these. Look, this entire bottom row is just fresh new Pokemon that just never made it in. Apparently it's called Norowara. So what, you just a little doll Pokemon? Okay, you definitely evolve into that crap. So you get your revenge. Is that a freaking axe? Keon Pan evolves from Norowara at level 1? But dude. So this is literally your baby form. The moment you level up, you freaking turn devious and swing an axe around. It's freaking freaky. Yo, this thing looks like a doll. So maybe this thing's normal and this thing's normal dark. My dude Murkrow, looking all happy and confident. Look at this guy. His witch's hat is so much more freaking witch-like. I kind of like that Murkrow. What do they do with Murkrow's final design? Is it just cut off? But they turned his hat into a freaking hair. You should have... Look how cool this looks. You should have kept it a freaking witch's hat. They didn't even put it on Honchkrow. But yo, Honchkrow looking like a business bird. He cool. That's crazy, yo. Okay. Okay. I'm stumped. I'm not figuring this one out. What is that? Togepi is not even... We didn't even see Togepi yet. So Togepi wasn't designed in the original draft. What is the... Wait a minute. Is that eggs? Yo! Chansey. This is Blissey. This is the original Blissey. It's called Happy. Early Blissey evolves from Chansey at level 45. That's perfect. That's Chansey's evolution. Look at all that health it has. It freaking grew a heart on its head. So its name is Happy, which fits so well with the theme that they ended up naming its pre-evolution in Gen 4 Happiny. That's pretty good right there. Look at my boy Scizor. He really looking like a metal Scyther right there. That's kind of crazy. Like, they actually try to make him still look like a Scyther that's just metallic. Its name was Scissors. Early Scizor evolved from Scyther at level 41. Now, I mean, Scizor pretty much looks like this. The reason he looks so much like a Scyther is because he's in black and white. Whoa! No way! Whoa, dude! What's with that mask? Pinsir freaking evolved? Come on, you're kidding me. It's called Plux. Evolves from Pinsir at level 42. May have inspired Heracross. But now that you think of it, this kind of does remind you of a Heracross. Like with the horn in the middle and it having a longer body. So did they just take this design and make it its own Pokemon with just Heracross? Yo, that is creepy as crap. Look on the back. It's a mutated evolved Pinsir. Compare that to Mega Pinsir. We're coming down to the last few Pokemon. Here's Houndour and Houndoom. My dude, look at you out there all classy. So this thing was called Devil as the early Houndour, and this was Houndoom. They pretty much kept their designs. Whoa, dude. I freaking thought those were the eyes. And once you see those are the eyes, this thing's vicious. What is that? Yeah, that's the kind of thing you see in a jungle. You're not in the right jungle. It's called Wolfman. Maybe inspired Swinub? But Swinub ain't nearly as freaking devious as this crap. He evolves. Whoa. Damn, dude. Those are his eyes underneath there. So he's got like the mask of a wolf, but he's really this pudgy, furry little like freaking fighting man. Let's see. Wolfman evolves into War Wolf. Mave-inspired Piloswine evolves from Wolfman at level 25. That's cool. So a Pokemon that disguises itself when it's in the forest, because people only see like the top part. So they think this is some creepy ass thing with long fangs, and they think this is some wolf. What's next? What is that? A Sawaddle? Who the... What the... What is this? Looking like some bug type. Porygon 2? Early design based on Pondalion, mascot of the Mr. Donuts chain, and a nice lawsuit. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Porygon 2 was supposed to become this crap? Well, that's not what Porygon evolves into. That looks nothing like him. So they changed it because they were just asking to get sued. This might be one of the first designs that I agree you should have just sharpened the edges. Porygon 2 looks a lot better than this. This was Porygon 2. I freaking can't believe it. What is that? That kind of looks like a freaking Slowbro. But, what? Nah. Is that Lickitung's? Lickitung evolves into this? Namaru evolves from Lickitung at level 32. Mave-inspired Licky Licky. So Lickitung and Tangela both actually had their evolutions in freaking Gen 2. And it took all the way till Gen 4 for them to make it official. Oh man, dude. And then the last Pokemon, Steelix, the freaking Metal Coat evolution to Onix, which actually was supposed to evolve straight from Onix at level 38. Hold up, y'all. I just found a couple more. So no, all of them are in the game. I was wondering because I couldn't find them and people are saying that they took out as much as they could from the demo. Dude, so we got a couple more. So next up is this one. That is Kingdra. That is such a dragon-like evolution for Seadra. That makes sense. I like this design. Kingdra evolves with a dragon scale trait. That makes so much sense to not be able to get on level up and you needing the dragon scale for that. But I really do like Kingdra's real design. They should just add this back and make like male-female forms for Seadra's evolution. Make this Queendra and then keep Kingdra the way it is. Dude, who the hell are you? You're looking pretty cool. A little black little dog with symbols and white hair. What you doing here? My dudes, that is Raikou. It's called Rai. And may have inspired Luxray? Dude, that did not inspire Luxray. But that was originally Raikou. You know though, if these were like in Generation 1, where there were birds standing in a certain spot, so if you could see these dogs just in the region in 3 different areas standing there, it would look so cool to push A on one of those dogs and this thing pop up. My dude, I already know you're Entei, but you're looking like Arcanine's cousin. Look, he's got the freaking flame things where Entei has like literal like chain looking things. Let's see, was this the original way Entei looked? N, early Entei. Damn, dude, so that's the original Raikou and the original Entei. They actually work. It's so crazy to see that they're so much more simple, but they actually work. That's how legendary Pokemon were back then. They didn't have to look all freaking beefy and monstrous. Okay, you're taking it far now. What are you, a seaweed monster? What, did you grew your hair too long? You look like a water type. Suicune. But yo, that looks so cool. Especially when you see the form when you send it out. Look at these 3. These are so perfect for legendary dogs. These are creative ass designs. I actually like this. Look at this guy. When you send him out and he looks like that, they all look badass. You almost looking like a little devil girl. Sweet. Early Suicune. Squidward? What the hell? Don't call it Squidward. So it was originally called Rai, N, and Sui, and then they extended their names. Damn, dude. Let me know in the comments, y'all. Do you like these 3 designs for legendary dogs? I actually really like them. It's like they're creative because they have themes, and they're not just overblown. Like, look at Moltres and Articuno. They're so simple. Zapdos too. In another world, you could have just made like some weird bird that evolves into Zapdos. But when they're distinct and you know they're one of a kind and a legendary Pokemon, they actually look pretty cool. You can also see with these designs here whether that old theory might be right. The theory where Ho-Oh revived a dead Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, and that's where the 3 dogs came from. He kind of looks like Flareon, but not these 2. So they're just distinct, one-of-a-kind Pokemon, and that's what makes them legendary. They don't necessarily have to look all big and beefy. I like these 3. Let's see if there's any more. What the hell? You ain't legendary. You are freaking me out. Is that a sloth? What is that? Sneasel! What is he doing at the end of the Pokedex? I'm sitting here wondering if it was one of a kind, would I look at it as a legendary? And it's a freaking Sneasel. I mean, clearly they freaking changed him before the final release. Is that it? My boy, Ho-Oh. Look, they retained it. That's exactly how Ho-Oh looks. Yeah, it was called Ho-Oh. Is there Lugia as well? Hey, look, it's Togepi. So Togepi, your freaking foot got cut off here. So Togepi's pretty much the same. It's a little more chubbier, but it's kind of freaking hasn't gotten out of the egg. What's next? My boy Snubble? I don't care. What are these guys doing at the end of the Pokedex? We're gonna go one more. Alright. I don't know what that is. Wait a minute, that tail. That's an Apom. It's called Tail. Early Apom. I mean, it's got the same idea as Apom, but it looks totally different. And it's got the tail right there. I guess they're still sorting things out, which is why the end of the Pokedex has these guys. What's next? My dudes. That looks like freaking Leafeon. That actually does. Doesn't it? Or is it just some like tree Pokemon? Some walking tree Pokemon? Leafy / Leafeon. Evolves from Eevee with the Leaf Stone. May have inspired Leafeon. Of course it inspired Leafeon. Leafeon was already in the game in Generation 2. They made fire, water, and electric evolutions. They know they left out grass, and they gave it to it immediately. That's Leafeon. It was always in the game. That's so cool. And it evolved with the Leaf Stone. Damn, dude. I mean, I don't know why you'd freaking scrap these. Like, freaking scrap him. Is there any more? That's it. That's the last Pokemon. So that was the early copy of Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. There were all these Pokemon in there already ready. Like if you download the demo, you can actually encounter them. Of course, maybe not legitimately, but you can hack the game a bit more and actually get them to appear, which is crazy. Even Leafeon and crap. Evolution to Pinsir. Celebi and Lugia aren't in the game yet, but damn, dude, that is crazy. So he wrote a bit more here. He said Ho-Oh was a pure fire type despite knowing fire moves, and that baby Vulpix was actually a water type. So things are still early. That's not what they were meant to be. They just screwed up with the programming. Look, you level up Eevee to level 33 and it evolves into Squirtle. So he says some of the data should be taken with a grain of salt. But the Pokemon here were actually hand-drawn actual sprites that already were digitalized and made into the game. But they freaking cut them out. Let's see. Oh, they also got the region here. So this is supposed to be the left side of Kanto. How come it's so different? Whoa. So y'all, there's a few more things. Like there's more screenshots you can get, like the town map and stuff of how the town looks. But my dudes, I've been staring at these sprites for 2 hours just talking about them. So I think I may have gone overboard with this video. But let me know if you guys enjoy this. Smack the like button if you guys did. And maybe I'll do another one where I cover the rest of the stuff that was in this early copy. Let me know your thoughts on all these designs. It's just so crazy because these were all real at some point and then they were taken away. But these were actually the natural way it was gonna go before they had second thoughts on some of the stuff. All the way from the 3 starters being something completely different to freaking Slowking's Crown being an individual Pokemon that escaped to Leafeon being in the game. You also notice there ain't no T-Tar. which maybe it's good they had second thoughts because you can't leave that guy out. Let me know what you thought about these guys. Let me know if you made it to the end and if you guys want me to make one more video on the rest of the stuff in these games. But as always, y'all, I hope y'all enjoy this and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.